Folks, welcome back. Midday on a Wednesday. Figure we just hang out and talk some Pokemon. Nothing too serious. I don't have any big goals or plans for the stream. I don't have any crazy breaking news or data to share with you. I just figured we could all get together and hang out and talk Pokemon. I could answer anyone's questions, or we could talk about any topics anyone wanted to bring up. There's a couple things I wanted to kind of talk about. One is, in my last video, I did mention how I've been looking for products for streams and also for some of my special nights that we have on the streams. I'm also getting sealed inventory to sell on my website. If you guys don't know, I have started to list some sealed product, not a ton yet, but if you go to nostalgianomics.com, there is a sealed section now. It's right to the left of the home screen. There is some Japanese product. There's some other TCG product up there, and there will eventually be English product too. And so I have been buying. However, I've made multiple videos about this, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to say it. I feel like whenever I talk about this, it gets demonized. It gets seen as like, oh, you're just against the little guy, or oh, well, just because you have a lot of booster boxes, you're talking down the other items. Guys, look, I have no agenda. I know everyone thinks I'm out to pull off this huge maneuver, this huge agenda. I really don't. I really have your best interest at heart. I know right now there's a lot of people, when booster boxes are expensive and you still want to invest or collect Pokemon, they push a lot of these other ancillary items. What I'm talking about is collection boxes, tins, ETBs, bundles, 3-pack blisters, 2-pack collection sets, mini tins, all those items. And so in my last video, I mentioned how I was paying 90% for most Scarlet Violet era and Sword and Shield era booster boxes. Now, when I say most, no, it's not like a bait and switch thing. There are a few I weren't taking. Like I wasn't looking for, Vivid Voltage or Darkness Ablaze or those types of things. But anything that I had not just bought a lot of, I was paying full 90%, meaning you take TCG Player's last 3 to 5 sales. If that's what the box is going for, I give you 90% of that price. And I've already done multiple deals with tons of people that reached out. But I've had so many people reach out with all of these different products, and they're like, so 90%, right? No, not even close. Well, could you do 85? No, I can't even do 85. And people get very upset. And I've made a whole video about this, and people are upset about it and saying, well, you're just trying to, push your own agenda. I don't have an agenda. I'm trying to help you. People do not want all of those items. I understand they'll sell. There's people out there that will buy them, but a lot of that's because it's hard to find packs right now. The hobby's booming. As soon as the hobby normalizes at all or slows down a bit, all of those items get extremely illiquid. Extremely illiquid. Booster boxes always move. Even the high-end booster boxes, once you get into like the multiple thousands, even those get somewhat illiquid. But booster boxes are going to remain liquid. Those are going to move. That's why I tell you that is the gold standards. That is the king. It's not because I'm trying to gatekeep. It's not because I'm against the people who can't afford a lot of booster boxes and so they buy collection boxes and things. I'm not against you. I'm for you. That's why I'm trying to relay this information. I've been in the hobby a long time. They do not sell well. People do not want them. And that is why people like myself and others who buy collections, they offer very low values on those items. It's not to try to take advantage of you. It's because they're just not wanted. And for me to make money, I need to break them down because I can't sell them and ship them all the way they are. I'm not going to make any margin. And to break them down, I have to give you what the pack value is. The pack value is likely a lot less than what the sealed value is. And therefore, we get into problems. And so anyone reaching out, if I did respond to you, I didn't. I'm not trying to be, mean. I'm not trying to lowball you, but I offer very low percentages on those kind of items, somewhere usually between 70 to 80%. Anyone wondering about the PSA cards? Everyone knows I buy PSA 10 slabs with values of, about $200 or more for my streams. When you reach out with, Japanese slabs, PSA 9 slabs, all these like random things, I'm either not going to offer you or I'm going to offer you a very low value. When you reach out with raw singles, light play cards, you're going to get very low valuations. And again, this is kind of like the unspoken thing in the hobby that you kind of find out as you gain experience, but no one really wants to talk about it because it hurts. It's kind of abrasive. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Your collection, a collection made up of a bunch of raw singles, near mint, light play, a bunch of ancillary items like mini tins and blisters and things like that, and PSA 8s, PSA 9s. If that collection is valued at, say, 10 grand, and then somebody else has a bunch of booster boxes and booster box cases valued at 10 grand, that collection is more valuable than the other collection. It's just the way it is. You can like it or not. You can say that shouldn't be that way. It's not. I don't care what you say. It's the way it is. If you go shop booster box cases around and you go shop all that other nonsense around, you are never going to get offered anywhere near the same amount. And a lot of people, I think, have not sold yet. I don't think some of the people in this hobby have ever sold. I'm just going to throw it out there, because what you don't understand is when someone offers you 85%, that is basically what you are going to get after eBay TCG player fees and shipping. If someone offers you 90%, that is more than what you are going to receive in actual funds after all the fees and shipping, selling it yourself. And I think a lot of people just haven't been through the selling process to really take the time to take pictures or make listings of every single one of their items, let them sit week after week, month after month, having to lower prices to price compete with other people that are putting their things at market, shipping up each individual thing, packaging it, getting packing materials, shipping it up, getting your labels, sending it out, shipping a few items every single day. It's very monotonous. I think a lot of people haven't been through that. And so they see offers as ripoffs. When anyone who's been in the hobby any period of time and they've went through the selling process, they know how valuable an 80, 85%, 90% offer really is, especially when you're willing to take a lot of items off of them all at once, one shipping, one person you can trust, no scams, no worries. And again, I'm getting more than enough offers at this point. So again, I'm not trying to get anyone to, I'm not trying to fix your mic. Fix my mic. Let's see. It is screwed up. You're right. All right. Is that better? My bad on the mic. My bad on the mic. That's my fault, guys. The webcam was picking up the mic. But yeah, and so that's pretty much the one of the main things I want to talk about is if you are in the hobby and you have never sold, I would tell you to at least pick a few items that you may have and just try to go through the process. Like, go through the process of making an eBay listing, making a TCG player listing, go through the process of dealing with customers, messages back and forth, go through the process of actually paying for shipping materials, paying for shipping supplies, getting a label printer, printing off a label and cutting it out and taping it on, actually driving up to the post office or whatever, shipping it out, right? Crossing your fingers that nothing happens in shipping with damage, that nothing happens with getting scammed by the buyer. And then experience waiting for items to sell, experience prices dropping while you're waiting for items to sell. So now they're dropping more and more. You have to lower your price, having to try to, people are reaching out, trying to make deals with you, offering you less than what you want. Go through the whole process. And then when people offer you things, it's going to make a lot more sense. You're not going to see everything as a ripoff. You're not going to think everyone's trying to take advantage of you, whatever it is. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Second thing I wanted to talk about is, I don't know where the bearishness is coming from. Guys, you can't find product. You can't find it. It's not there. It doesn't exist. Finding loose packs for streams is getting near impossible. Like you just saw, I'm offering 90% on booster boxes to get them just because I can't find them elsewhere. I can't find them at lower prices. It is not a bearish sign for people to be holding on with vice grips to their packs and their products at 90%. Right? In a bearish market, you would see people dumping at 80, 75, 70%, just trying to free up cash. You would see price competition to the downward side. You would see infinite people wanting to reach out and sell. It would be a competition at how low you could get stuff for. It's not happening. We keep getting more and more waves of reprints and restocks, right? Prismatic Evolutions sent a barrage of products, UPCs, followed by bundles, followed by ETBs, followed by the Costco bundles of the bundle and ETBs, just dumping mass amounts of product. And here's what happens every single time, guys. And you tell me if I'm lying. People sit there and say, Alex, they're going to print it into the ground. I love that term too, print it into the ground. And what happens is they print it into the ground, but the price doesn't drop to the price point that these people think it should in their own mind, in their own world they live in. And so then they say things like, they didn't put enough product out, they should print more. It's just like, nothing's ever enough. And what they don't understand is the demand is still so great, even after printing it into the ground, it's not dropping to the price points they believe it should be. And that's why Prismatic ETBs are back to $110. Like I told you, they were probably going to stick around, because if they got anywhere near $80 or $70, people like me, people who rip packs, would buy them in the highest quantities you've ever seen ordered. I would be putting buy orders out for 10,000, 20,000 packs at that price. People, guys, to this day, my stream, other streamers I talk to this day, Prismatic Evolutions is the most open set out of pretty much anyone's stream. More opened than 151, more than Destined Rivals, more than Japanese Black and White. Even when Black and White comes out, it'll probably be the most open for like the first 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'm sure Prismatic will take the spot again. Prismatic Evolutions is as opened as Crown Zenith was in its heyday. It is out. It's out of this world. But all you hear about online is how it's overpriced, the set sucks, the pull rates suck, it's too expensive, they need to print it into the ground. Guys, every once in a while, get off the Reddit boards, get off the drama tube, go outside, touch grass, go to your local card shop, talk to some real people. The hobby is in a very strong place everywhere you look. Journey Together boxes, they're up to like 220, 215, 220 now. Journey Together is back on the rise, right? 151, if you want to talk about printed into the ground, 151 has been printed into oblivion. Has not crashed. Surging Sparks, big reprint of booster boxes. Staying in the 220s, 230s, steady, right? You know, Crown Zenith was printed into the ground. It kept it low for a period of time, but you can't keep a good set down. And the amount of confidence in the hobby right now that allows people to hold on to all these packs and hold on to all these boxes and not sell at 85, 90% of market, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. You're not going to convince the broad majority of this hobby that their products are going to become worthless or get printed into the ground or not rise after 2 to 3 years to get them to dump them, right? It just isn't happening right now. It's not going to happen anytime soon. We have a good possibility of newer sets getting enough printing and enough, people not wanting them or the demand falling and those getting released lower and finally hitting MSRP and then under MSRP. And then the MSRP gang can go away again and they can complain about how things are just too expensive because that's the funny thing, guys. Even before MSRP was a thing, Evolving Skies, when it was released and it was like $130 a box, everybody was complaining on how it was too expensive. But MSRP was $144 back then. And so back then, the MSRP gang, they had nothing to complain about because technically it was under MSRP. All they could complain about was, well, the previous sets were all $100 a box. I don't see why one of the best sets ever has to be $30 more a box. That just doesn't make sense in my Timmy brain. The market is the market. The market is going to market. The market does what the market does, right? If demand wasn't there, people wouldn't buy it. Stores would have to price compete to the down. Because demand is so high, there's not enough product. Stores price compete to the upside so they can keep products in stock while still moving them slowly. It's just the way it is, guys. I know economics hurts Timmy's brains. It's the way it is. The last thing I want to discuss before I take some questions and get into other conversations is you constantly hear this conversation of what happened before, as if anything is the same and nothing's ever different. And no one ever takes into account the things that are different and wants to speak on that. So it's like people will say, Alex, just like in 2021, things will get printed into the ground and collapse, just like Vivid and Darkness and Shining Fates and Chilling and Battle Styles and Fusion did. And then I say, well, we've never had a time in Pokemon's history where every booster box in an entire era was over $200. And so which way is it? Is everything the same or is everything not the same? Because this is not the same. We've never in history had every box 200 plus. And so when you look at something that's never happened, is unprecedented, and then you say, well, everything's going to be happening just like before, but everything already isn't happening like before. I understand it's like human nature to try to make comparisons of history. We're in unprecedented times. There's no historical data to go off of. Alex, last time an entire era's booster boxes were all $200 plus in the matter of 2 years' time, this happened. It's never happened. Never happened. The worst ETB is Shrouded Fable, and it's $70. That's the worst. It's never happened. We've never had this level of demand with this limited amount of product, with this amount of confidence in the hobby. Guys, like it or not, social media is having a huge influence. You have people wrapped up in this hobby 24 hours of a day. You have so much data now, so much success stories, not just mine, people that follow me, people that have created channels. There's so much data. There's so much success. It's proven at this point. Before, even in Sword and Shield, it was not quite yet proven. People are still on the fence about it. Nobody's on the fence about it anymore. Everyone agrees. Pokemon product goes up over time. The only thing people disagree about is what price point or what time frame to buy in. Well, I don't want to buy in until after 2 years old. I don't want to buy in if it's over MSRP. I don't want to buy in for this. That's the only subject of discussion. The subject of, is this a good investment? That's already out the window. No one even discusses the possibility that it isn't anymore. With that amount of confidence, you're going to have a very hard time explaining to people why they should sell their stuff, why they should not hold their Pokemon product when 100% of the time, every booster boxes went up over time. When for the past 10 years, Pokemon booster boxes have outperformed the S&P 500. They've outperformed the top mutual funds at Vanguard, T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, all of them. And in fact, the last time I did a video could have changed by now, but they were even keeping up with a S&P index with a 401k company match with dividends being reinvested and compounding interest. I'm actually going to do an update video on that to show you. It's kind of wild. And so when there's that much data, that much confidence, and people think things are going to suddenly crash because everyone across the entire world is all going to decide all at one time that this hobby suddenly has no value and I suddenly don't want these anymore. Multiple generations are all going to decide that at the same time. And so I understand it's easy to like throw stones at like anyone who's like successful in the hobby or who has this stuff when you don't, or, you know, got in earlier and got at better prices. And it's why like I'm an easy target on YouTube. I get that. But at the same time, think for yourself and look around and say, wait a second, is Alex really trying to like promote some agenda or is he just telling it how it is? It's just the way it is, guys. Said it before, been on YouTube 3 years, been successful in the hobby for 10. Do the math. Everything worked 7 years before I was on YouTube. Nothing changed. I'm just telling it in public now how this stuff works. Same conversations we used to have in private with friends or on different forums and things like that. Nothing's changed. The fact that I have a YouTube channel doesn't mean I'm suddenly a shill and FOMO artist. It's just the way it is. And look, if you're just not in position in life to be able to put money into a hobby like this, that's fine. That's a very real excuse not to buy Pokemon, right? You have more important things to do. But to get upset at people who are making money and their investments are going up and people who view this as assets, I don't know. It's kind of weird, I guess. It's just a weird way to go about it. So those were kind of the main things I wanted to talk about and touch on to start this stream off. Let's just go ahead and talk Pokemon, guys. That was really it. Let's just keep it light. Let's just see what the chat's got going on. I'll take some questions and we'll just kind of talk, man. We'll just kind of hang out and talk on this Wednesday afternoon. It's another great day in America, another great day in the hobby. Remember, guys, the world is a bright and beautiful place. Life is what you make it. And if you want to make it a negative, dark, dreary, angry place, have at it. But all of us, hopefully, we're going to be happy. We're going to have fun. We're going to be successful. And everyone else, they can complain about it. That's all I got to say. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what is happening in the chat. By the way, thanks everyone for showing out and hanging. Ethan, dude, we are booming. You know it. We are booming. Am I doing anything to account for the weakening USD? Dirty Ginger Teeny, I've been alive exactly 35 years. Every year of my life, it seems like, especially since I've been a coherent human being, I've heard of the weakening US dollar and inflation eating all your money away and all these ridiculous things that you're supposed to be scared about. It's not worth worrying about all that stupid stuff, dude. The market's the market. The market price is the market price. The margins are the margins. If the margins are effective enough to be successful in business, that's all that matters. All the other stuff is nonsense. Invest your money that you make in your business into assets that are going to outpace inflation or USD depreciation, all that nonsense. And that's just kind of like a broke mentality, worrying about all that stupid stuff. Best place to sell a team up booster box with no connections. Probably in person at a Collecticon, at a live event. Get paid in cash, get paid in friends and family, something like that. Probably the safest and easiest way. Or just make sure the person you sell to on like eBay is they've had an account a long time. They have a lot of positive feedback, and you should be okay. Send it with the insurance. Should be fine. Team up versus Evolving Skies long term. I think Evolving Skies is going to perform better, but I don't know if it's ever going to eclipse Team Up's price. So what I mean is, I think Evolving Skies will double to 4,000 before Team Up doubles again. So I think it'll perform better margin wise, percentage wise, but I don't know if it's going to pass Team Up in price ever. So that's my feeling. Team Up's just too scarce. Never got a reprint. If Evolving Skies never got a reprint, it'd be right up there with Team Up already. That's how I feel about that. Blue Jammy, dude, we're just now getting half booster boxes in the US. It's just too new of a product on this market to really tell how it's going to do. I think like the regular booster boxes are still going to have the best, I would say should I put this? They're still going to have a higher multiple, I think, even than a half booster box. I would put a half booster box more on the lines of like a bundle, maybe above a bundle, something like that. So, somewhere in that range. I think a full booster box is still going to be king. What are some random cards worth grading in your opinion? Look, here's the best way, guys. If you want to grade cards, if you want to be like, if you're not trying to like shoot for the moon and you just want longevity to make consistently good margins, I would go to PSA Pop Report and look up cards you're thinking about. Find cards that have a above 50% gem rate. More than 50% of the cards get PSA 10s, meaning they're somewhat easy to grade. Once you get over 60, 70%, they're very easy to find in gradable 10s. And as long as they still have decent margins, just go after those. Much more 10s. There a lot of go after liquid cards, popular Pokemon, top hits. I mean, even an Umbreon VMAX right now. Even an Umbreon VMAX is still a good candidate. Go buy Umbreon VMAXs raw, grade them, right? They're worth, exponentially more. One thing I really shifted in my grading is I stopped worrying about margins and I started worrying about dollars. And so what I mean by that is people get obsessed with margins. They'll buy a $10 card and grade it and it'll sell for 100 and they'll be like, Alex, I made 900% margins. It's like, okay, you made $90. Chill out there. Where it's like, you could buy an Umbreon VMAX and make like, I don't know, $1,000 on grading it, but technically it's not even 100% margin. Do you care that you made 80% or do you care that you made $1,000? So like I would go after the cards that are, a bit more sought after, the cards that maybe like $50, $100, $200 raw, something like that. And even if it's only like 100% margin or 80% margin, you're making a lot more real dollars off the grade than you are trying to grade $5, $10 cards. So that's kind of my philosophy on grading is I try to chase the dollars and less about like the margins. And I go after the cards that are the most liquid that most people want. I don't like being cards that are real niche where they're going to sit and sit on your eBay for, months on end. I want something that's going to sell immediately. I can get that money, flow it right back into something else and just churn and burn as quick as possible. I like those items. No, Eli was closing on his house this week. Eli bought a new house. And then we're switching to Mondays. They're going to work better for our schedules. So we're going to be Monday afternoon, Pokemart USA's channel. every Monday at 2:30 Central, or 2:30 Central time going forward. So none this week. Eli bought a house. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? Look at this. Professor P. Alex just hit 500 subscribers. Can't believe it. My goal is to get 1,000 before the year ends. Guys, let's help him out. Go to Professor P's channel. Subscribe to him. Give him some love. Love to hear it, man. I always love other people's success in the hobby, especially when they're good. They're good, I don't know, what good people in the community. We have a lot of there's just a lot of negativity, and I think it's because everyone kind of knows the social media game. It's create strife, right? Create an enemy with somebody, create drama with somebody, make videos about it. I'm convinced half the people that are making drama videos about each other are probably, fabricated anyway, just to get more views and get more exposure and get more growth. But it's nice to have more people get in the hobby that aren't talking about things falling, negativity, the crash, everything's too expensive, scalpers are ruining the hobby, everything sucks. It's nice to have people that are just here, fun loving, enjoying the hobby, having a good time, positive. I like anybody like that. I like positive forces, guys. Black label contenders. Dude, if you think they're black label worthy, I say go for it, man. Try to hit the grand slam. There's nothing in the hobby that's going to hold a value like a black label. They're extremely hard to get. That's why I stick with PSA, just because on average, you're probably going to come out ahead. If you send a bunch of cards to PSA, you're going to get more 10s than you are pristine or black label Beckett's. You're going to get a lot of 9.5s. They sell for less. They're harder to move. But when you do hit those black labels, man, I don't think there's another feeling like it. So, yeah, man, if you think they're worthy, I don't mind taking that gamble and going for it. Am I interested in half booster boxes? So, Nostalgia, booster boxes, bundles, anything else out there besides a full booster box, I buy at pack price. So whatever I'm paying per loose pack, that's what I value it at. So half booster boxes, I would pay what I would pay for 18 loose packs. So if there's a premium on those products, I just don't pay it. So yeah, I might not be the right person to sell to. I just have no other use for those products other than breaking them down and selling packs on my stream. So I don't pay extra on them. What else we got going on in here? The Pokey NE. What up, dude? Brian is taking a whole different route. Did you guys see his new video? He's investing in sleeves now. He's investing in sleeves. I don't know about this move. No. I love the titles and thumbnails though. There's certain people that click on videos like that. They're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're investing in sleeves. Playing the distro game. The distro game is a fun game. I've been buying SPCs from Prismatic at 180. Can't find them for MSRP. MSRP! You know what I need to do? So I have this, guys. I have this stream deck here. I need to get it hooked up. I want to just have a button that every time MSRP comes up, I hit a button and it's like MSRP. I need some stupid reaction that comes up on stream every time I hear that word. Still think I will do well with a higher average. Would be nice to average down to. 180 sounds like a pretty good price for those things, honestly. Unless we get more printed, it sounds like a pretty good price. So if it's as opened as Crown Zenith, why wouldn't it go down to MSRP? No ETBs have ever stayed 1.52x over market for the entire print run. Like I said, no era in history has ever had every booster box in the entire era over $200. It's never happened. No booster box in history, like Destined Rivals, has got released, been out for months, and not dropped under 230, 240 on the open market. So you can't constantly say history says this, but then have things that have never happened in history try to dictate what's going to happen, right? It's not apples to apples comparison. That's my point. Like, Sword and Shield was never this high. It was never this scarce the entire era, right? Sun and Moon was never this way. Damn straight, freaking XY was never this way. I was here for all of it. I remember. This is unprecedented, guys. And to act like this is business as usual, it's not. It's not business as usual. Guys, if you go back and watch my videos, right, for the last 2 years, you've had people saying that, and this is where the hashtag I'm going to wait crowd came from. I'm going to wait. You've had people saying they are going to have years to buy Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, 151, Paldean Fates. Don't buy at release, Timmys. You're going to have dead money. Don't pay over MSRP. You're going to be able to get it cheaper. Do you guys realize in April, the G block, if you look at the bottom of your cards, it has a G. That's the rotation schedule. All 6 of the first sets go out of rotation, I think, in next April, like 8 months from now. Meaning Base, Paldea, Obsidian, Paradox, Paldean Fates, 151. All go out of print. All go out of rotation. Poof. Gone. Meaning every person who ever said they're going to be available to wait, all those things, they're all going to be wrong simultaneously all at once. And you're probably never going to see one of those sets again go under MSRP. And then we're going to move on to the next block, right? The Temporal, Twilight, all that. And everyone's going to say the same thing. Wait for it. They're all going to come back down. You're going to have a chance to buy it. I don't think you are. I honestly do not think you are. I think we are in unprecedented times. And again, time will tell. I'm very confident I'm going to be proven right. And you better believe I'm going to talk my shit. I am going to come back at every video that was made against things I'm saying, every comment in the comment section. And you better believe I will let everyone know just how wrong they were, because they are wrong. And just the way it is, guys. It's the way it is. Get used to it. Either get on board or jump ship and try another hobby or try something else. Just the way it is. People on Facebook will message me a lowball offer or a slight different discount. I offer isn't enough. Then they leave me unread when I reply. Time wasters are such a hassle. Yeah, man. Like, that's another thing people don't think about. Like, there's a lot of time wasted when you're trying to sell things, right? There's a lot of negotiating, a lot of people that don't respond, a lot of people that will respond days or a week later. Like, there's a lot that goes into selling. And a lot of people, once they go through that process the first time, that 80, 85, 90% is going to look a whole lot juicier. Whole lot juicier. It's a hype cycle, though. Yeah, so Arc Strike, I've done this multiple videos, so I'm not going to bore everyone with it again. You can do it yourself. If you just go to price charting or you go look at eBay, whatever you want to look at, past sales, if you look at what happened to Sun and Moon and XY prices when when Vivid Voltage, Shining Fates, Battle Styles, Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign, all Champion's Path, when all of those sets got reprinted, go look at what happened to Sword and Shield Base and Rebel Clash. Go look at what happened to Sun and Moon boxes. Go look at what happened to Sword and Shield boxes. Nothing. No change. Flat, if not still trending upward slightly. And so this idea that if hype slows down and the new sets get released and they start getting released lower in their MSRP and they're under MSRP and they're 100 a box, that's somehow going to affect all of these other sets that are already released. It's, again, if you're wanting to use past data, there's literally no past data in Pokemon history that supports that. The fact of the matter is, it's likely that none of these boxes that are not getting reprints are ever going to be lower than you see them today. I said at the beginning of the year in January, I said it on my stream, I said it on Eli Pokemon USA stream with him. I said, I believe that if you bought every single Scarlet Violet era box January of this year, paid full market price, you will be up money in a year from now and not down money. Because every one of those boxes, even if some get reprints, even if some have downturns, overall, the majority of them are going to continue to move up. And you can see a lot of them are already much more expensive than they were in January. I'm already right. And it's just the way this market is right now, guys. And it's the way it's always been. Other than a few sets like Evolutions, Evolutions went from $80 a box, $90 a box, up to $1,000, and it did retrace to $700. But again, it was still from 90 to 700, right? Other sets that didn't have as massive price rises, they did not correct really at all. Go look at what Team Up did. Here, all right, I'll do one. We'll share one, all right, just to like give you guys what I'm talking about for anyone that hasn't seen this before. So let me get a price charting, because guys, this is serious. Like you need to understand the data and not just listen to nonsense that people spew on YouTube because it's their opinion. That's how they feel. Your feelings don't mean anything. The facts don't care about your feelings. All right, so let's take like the Vivid Voltage, right? Vivid Voltage. Everyone likes to talk about that reprint, right? Everyone talks about the Vivid Voltage reprint. All right, give me 1 second here. Getting the charts pulled up here. Where is Vivid Voltage booster box? What the heck? All right. It doesn't really, here, I'll share the screen. The Vivid Voltage doesn't depict it very well. It doesn't show that much of a crash, but here you go. So, see, it doesn't really show, you can see it was 177. It was actually higher than that, and it crashed down into like the 120s. It actually got even lower than that, but just look at these time frames, right? And I can pull up another set. Let me pull up, let's pull up Battle Styles, right? Everyone remembers Battle Styles. And I didn't search booster box. Hold on. We're going to have a nice learning lesson here, guys. Nice learning lesson. See, this doesn't depict it well yet, but as you can see, like this was the time when Battle Styles, look, it was down in the 80s. In the 80s, all right? Look at the time. January, May, September 2022. Vivid Voltage, right? Vivid Voltage, you can see, same time. January, May, September 2022. Look, $109 a box. It's when it went down all real low, right? Look at the dates. Look at the dates with Team Up. Here it is, January, May, September 2022. Look, steadily rising in price the whole time. This was the same time. Shining Fates. Let's go with Shining Fates. Here's Shining Fates. Of course, I spelt it wrong. Here we go, right there. See, look, this was the time when Shining Fates, look, January, May, September. This is the time when Shining Fates crashed down to 30s in ETB. Look at it. Look at it. It's all down there, right? Team Up did nothing at the same time. Look, and it's not just Team Up. We can look up Cosmic Eclipse. Let's look up Cosmic. Here it is. Look, May, September. Look, still trending up. Still trending up or flat. Flat to trending up. Let's look up Unified Minds. Why not? Let's look up Unified. How's it doing? Let's see. January, May, September. Trending upwards. Trending upwards or sideways. And so this is what I'm talking about, guys. There's no crash. When items get reprinted, it affects that specific item. It does not affect the whole market. But it's people that haven't been around very long, and also people that listen to others who are even more clueless than they are talk about this stuff as if they have a clue. They don't have a clue. It didn't happen. It's never happened. Why are we to believe it's going to happen? I don't know where they get their data from, because it's not out there. It's all up in their own head because their feelings tell them something. Well, I think it's too high. I think people are in too much credit card debt because I am. And so I think things are too expensive because I can't afford it. So everyone can't afford it. And it's just like, is there any data that supports that? Here, I'm going to pull up that too. Let's, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this data up as well. You guys will like this one. You guys will enjoy this, I promise. I'm going to look up credit card delinquency rates. That, if you guys don't know what that is, that means that they are not being paid. Credit card delinquency rates, not being paid. So let me show you this real quick. They were at their lowest in 2022. They're a little higher. Look at this. We are still at some of the lowest delinquency rates ever. Going all the way back to the 90s. Wasn't the 90s when everything was great? Wasn't everything strong in the 90s? Wasn't everything strong in the 2000s? Why were the delinquency rate on credit cards all higher than they are right now? Why is that? Everyone talks about the national debt, or they talk about credit card debt being. Does anyone talk about the fact that everyone's paying their bills? Go look at the mortgage default rate. Go look at the auto loan default rate. They're all near their all-time lows. Why is everyone paying their bills? How can everyone continue to pay their bills, but everything be so bad? I don't know. It's weird. Again, I just tell you the data. I just look at data. I don't have emotions. I don't care. I just look at the data. The data makes my decisions for me. That's all it is. That's all it is. I don't know. Rudy said it in his last video. When everyone expects the market is going to drop and they are ready to buy, that's how I know it isn't happening. Exactly, dude. He's spot on. I saw that video. It's so true, dude. Like, there's so many people on the sidelines right now waiting. They're sitting on cash. They're like, once I can get it for this price, I'm going to buy. It's like, dude, even if that means if it did get down to that price, how many people are there waiting to buy to send it a slingshot effect right back up? I mean, do we ever talk about these things, or are we just in this constant cycle of doom and gloom and bad? It's so weird. So weird. Paldea is catching Chilling, which is a lot of people thought was going to be the second or third best set in Sword and Shield. Unprecedented. Yeah, and you know what? That's another thing that's funny is I probably got lit up, and this is funny, even by my own friends, right? Like, give each other shit. Dude, I got lit up by so many people for recommending Paldea Evolved. Back when I was recommending that back in 2023, the play was Silver Tempest, right? The play was Lost Origin. The play was Chilling, Fusion. Everyone was telling me to buy Sword and Shield products. Alex, you have so much time to buy Scarlet Violet. Stop locking your money up. It's dead money. I got crucified by everyone for putting money into Paldea Evolve when it was $85, $90 a box, because it was going to be around forever, reprinted to the ground, all that good stuff. It has outproduced every box in Sword and Shield. I think it's close to Fusion, but in not evolving. Every other box, it's outran percentage-wise. It's went from 85 to almost $400 now. In the same time, a lot of those Sword and Shield sets went from like 140 to 200 up to like 3, 4, 500s. It's crushed all those gains. But no, and everyone's just like looking around mystified, like, I can't believe this happened. It's a good freaking set. It's got the highest valued PSA 10 card in the era, other than maybe the Umbreon EX from Prismatic. It's $2,000 PSA 10 Magic card, guys. It's got every starter, the entire line. It's got every legendary. It's got Tyranitar, Raichu, Meryl. It's got so much. It's got the most special illustration and illustration rares next to Prismatic. This is the only set that's got more. And everyone's mystified why it's so much. It's just like, oh man, this hobby's too easy. It's just too easy at this point. If I'm competing as people that think that's a crazy thing to come across, I don't know what else to say anymore. This is true. PokeTubers were not very popular 6 years ago. On every social platform, you can find hundreds of people making Pokemon content. Yeah, it's blown up. And that's what else keeps people engaged 24/7. You know, for every one person that says, I'm leaving the hobby, I'm done with this, there's 10 more people that are there waiting to take their place. It's growing at too fast of a rate. And even a lot of people that say they're going to leave, they either don't leave or they come back in like, you know, a few months or a year or whatever. It's kind of like the whole I'm quitting YouTube thing. And then the person's back making videos 3 months later. That's how the hobby is. Someone gets all upset. I'm quitting. They sell off their collection. And then like, you know, they'll come back a few months later and regret ever selling their collection or regret leaving. It's kind of funny, actually. It's kind of funny. I like watching I just like watching people's like, you can like almost watch their emotions play out with their actions. And you can see how their emotions drive their actions. It's kind of, it's a little entertaining. It's a little entertaining out there. My plan to build positions in newer sets. You know, it really just depends. I take a small position at release, and then I just kind of, you know, go from there. If it drops to, you know, good 20% or something, I'll pick up more. If it gets a reprint, it drops a good amount, I'll pick up more. And I just try to kind of like dollar cost average in. It's kind of like if I were to say, are you going to buy Apple stock right now? Well, Alex, Apple stock is that near an all-time high? Is it still? I forget, but it's near an all-time high. What do I do here? Well, you buy here eBay stock. I just looked at eBay. eBay stock's at an all-time high. Alex, should I still buy? Well, sure. Why not? It could keep going. What if it doesn't? Then buy more. Dollar cost average in. Are you looking? Do you need the money in the next year, 2 years, 5 years? Then why do you care? Now, people who are like close to retirement, people who are retired, you need to pay a little closer attention to like stock. But like anyone who's 35 like me, and someone's like, Alex, are you worried about the stock market crashing? Bro, I'm 35. I don't care what happens in the next 10, 15. As long as everything happens the way it always has. I don't care if it crashes this year, comes back next year, crashes 5 years from now, comes back. Who cares? You're not looking to touch the money for years and years down the road. That's how I view Pokemon, the same way. It's literally an asset for me. Can I explain how printing works? Crown Zenith is out of print, out of rotation. So we're not going to be seeing any more Crown Zenith. Now, I say that sometimes things trickle out, like random packs here or there, found in some stock. Pokemon will not be printing new supply of it, is what I should say. Doesn't mean you won't ever find it on a store shelf again. It happens. People still find a random Sword and Shield product on a shelf, right? Oh, I found a Brilliant Stars ETB randomly. That happens. It doesn't mean they're printing it. What will be the most desired SV set in 10 years? Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions. After that, 151. After that, probably between Destin Rivals and Paldea Evolved. Ooh, Paldean Fates may be up there as well. Those 5 sets are going to be top 5, in my opinion. But I think Prismatic's going to be it. There's only one other set I've ever seen opened like Prismatic, and that's Crown Zenith. Even 151 was not this crazy. Let's assume, I love the let's assume. Let's assume Pokemon prints enough to bring back down to MSRP. MSRP! It is the new normal. Do you think people will still be shortages from distro side? Yes. Yes. So MSRP, guys, what you have to understand is distributors cost on boxes, like what I can buy boxes for, if I ever could, is like $95 down to like $87, $88 a box for like the stores that buy a lot. And so if you're still buying boxes for $88 to $95 and MSRP is $160 and that's what they're selling for, why would you not order max amount? Why would you not order max amount and make $60+ a box? It just doesn't. Boxes would have to get so low. They would have to get to like 105, 110 to make it not make sense for stores to be able to sell on TCG Player and eBay, eat fees and shipping, and still make a profit. Even if boxes are like 130, 140, you're probably still going to have people close to maxing out their distro orders. So it's going to take a lot more than MSRP to ever slow things down, in my opinion. I have no clue, man. I don't even check the Pokemon Center anymore. I don't do the whole like get in line and all the queue and all that BS. So I don't even buy from Pokemon Center anymore. So I couldn't tell you anything about that, Alejandro. I'm sorry. It's funny. People call me a scalper. Dude, I literally don't even look. I don't even look at Walmart or Target or Costco or any of these places for product. I don't even log on PokemonCenter.com. I don't even try to buy any of these products on all these different websites and try to like catch drops and get in queues. I don't buy any of it. I just buy at market price. I buy where I can find the price. Like I'll buy collections from people. It's so like, I don't even play that game, guys. Alex, you're a legend. Appreciate you, dude. Bought a lot of Pokemon because of you. Holding 40K euros in sealed. I also have sold half to hedge in April to buy stocks. I'm sad I sold my Paldea in April. Hey, man, still, I understand that there's diversification. Congrats on all the success in the hobby, man. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Final Fantasy collector box. Would you trade? Wait, would you trade? Another channel is offering them trade at the moment. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know enough about Magic. I think it's going to go to the moon, but who the heck knows, man? Who the heck knows? I wish I had drama with NN to grow my channel. Dude, just make it up. Dude, just that is the cheat code right now in Pokemon. Make up some drama about me or someone else and like create a whole video about it and you'll get views. I put me in the thumbnail, right? And put like Nostalgianomics said what? And just throw me under the bus. I don't care, dude. Here's the thing, right? Let me explain to you. And I'm not going to name any names. You guys know people I'm talking about. People they'll take me out of context, right? I'll say, go do all this stuff, right? Go throw me under the bus, talk shit, all that. But I never said, then come back and say, I want to be friends or say, I want to come on your channel for a live stream. Like, dude, I don't care what you do, but just know that like, we're not cool. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not cool with you for like going and like coming at me and talking shit. But at the same time, I don't care what you do. The people people like think I'm like playing both sides. I'm like, dude, not caring and wanting to like associate or be friends with people is two different things. I can not care all I want, but at the same time, I'm not like, oh, hey, what's up, man? Let's be best friends. Want to come on the channel for a live stream? Like, what world are we living in, dude? Like, come on, don't get it twisted. You can have one or the other, not both. You can get views off my name. That's fine. But don't come like coming to me like, want to have a live stream together? No. Do you think Pokey news content has a chance with all the rip and shit? Yeah, of course. Of course. Dude, everybody always wants the news and the new releases, the drops, the leaks, the rumors. Everybody always wants that stuff, for sure. For sure. Do you think booster boxes holding a larger premium even as a product eventually becomes more available in store? Yeah, always. Booster boxes are always going to hold a premium. Always. It's always been that way. I mean, the brand new ones haven't always been that way, but like as they age, they've always held a premium. Here's the thing. It's not about what's available in store. It's about scarcity. If they only print this much booster boxes and they print infinite ETBs and sleeve blisters and stores are littered with them, the booster box will still be more valuable because it's so scarce as a product. You know, pack openers, single collectors, game players, they never understand that their minds can't grasp it and it's fine. But the sealed nature of the booster box is the collectible. That's the collectible. Not what could be inside. Not, you know, I CT scanned it and I know there's a hit card inside. It doesn't matter. The sealed box itself is the collectible, not the cards inside as time ages and they become more scarce. Because right now, you can find what? There's 15,000 population of Umbreon VMAXs. Guess what? There's not that many Evolving Skies booster boxes left on the market. Guess what? How much is Latios? How many are there out there in population? Guess what? There's a whole lot less team up boxes. The team up box itself is the collectible, not the hopes of possibly pulling the Latios. And that's what always trips people up is they don't understand sealed values. That is the collectible. The sealed box is the collectible, not the cards. That's like the error in thinking. That's the fallacy. Investing in sleeves to the moon. I think Brian's just got too much money. He can't find anywhere to. He just started throwing money around, and then like some of it like went into sleeves. He's just like, oh, where'd these come from? I love it, man. I love all the success, brother. Ace McLean, what's up, dude? Do you need MSRB and Q read emotes? I do, man. I actually do need some of those. Someone needs to make me some of those guys. Ooh, plasma freeze cards. Would I consider selling them? this could be a good time during the big black and white run-up as all the attention's on it. If they've had a big run-up, it could be a good time. I can't tell you one way or the other. I would definitely be considering it. Yeah, no, I still like picking up all these sets. Every single set you listed right there, I still love all of them. Absolutely. They're all under $500 still. I think Lost is right around hovering there. Yeah, I still like all those sets at the current prices. I think they're going to be the $700-800 boxes of tomorrow. Hey man, congrats on going to your first Collecticon. What are some sneaky deals you might be looking for under the radar? Man, I don't really have any specifics. The best thing to do is bring cash. Try to negotiate a good amount of, like, if you're trying to find a bunch of things, try to bundle things together, negotiate a deal with the vendor. Okay. And then after you negotiate the deal, then bring out the cash and say, well, how much less for cash? Don't ever lead with cash, because then you don't have another bargaining chip. Because then if you say, well, how about cash? They say, no, I can't go any lower. You go, okay, no problem. I'll pay you PayPal goods and services. And they're just like, well, I guess I could take a little more off. So I always say negotiate and then bring the cash, right? It's kind of like when you go to trade your car in. If you guys don't know, like when you go to buy a new car at a dealership, always negotiate the deal first, negotiate the car you're buying down to the lowest they'll go, and then say, oh, I have a trade-in. Because if not, they'll try to finagle the numbers. They'll throw a little less in your trade, a little more. They always try to finagle the numbers into where you don't really know what you're getting for what. Always separate the two things, because then you know exactly what deal you're working on each item. Just little tips for you. I worked as a car salesman for a while. That's why I tell you that. I sold Jaguars and Land Rovers. So I'm just telling you, people that just kind of come in, I got this trade, I want this car. Well, they always got crushed. I think all modern alt arts, I made a video not too long ago. I said they were good pickups then. I think they are on a run right now. I think they're going to continue to run. I think everybody is wrong about alt arts and thinking there's too many population. Here's what you have to look at, right? I'm going to pull this up, okay? Because here's what no one ever talks about. Every video I see, okay? Every single video I see that talks about population. All they talk about is population reports. Population reports. Okay. Tell me what the population report means, okay? When you log on eBay, okay? And there's literally 71 Umbreon VMAXs on the entire market. Does it matter that there's 15,000 in existence? No. All that matters is there's 71 on the market. Does Gengar, what is it? 271? Gengar VMAX 271? No, that's not the right one. Yeah, it is the right one. It's showing 148 results, but a lot of these other Gengars are in there. Let me take away this. Yeah, 53 results. 53 Gengar VMAX PSA 10s on the market. Does it matter there's thousands in population? No. All that matters is this is all your choices. And a lot of the time, there is usually less than 1% of most of these graded cards on the market at any given time. That's scarcity, guys. It's not overall scarcity, how many are in existence. It's how many can you actually physically get your hands on at any given time on the market. When you go back even further, guys, if you look up the Mewtwo GX pop reports, I believe there's somewhere in the 2,000 or 3,000 in a PSA 10. Okay, so there's 2,000 or 3,000 of these cards out there. 47 on the market. And a lot of these aren't even the right Mewtwo. Once we take away the GX, hold on. 38, and a lot of these aren't even the right card. Mewtwo V. Guys, if you look through this, I'm going to sort by highest. Let's look through this. There's 4, 8, 12, 11. 11 Mewtwo GXs on the entire market out of thousands graded. That's what matters. Scarcity matters. That's what drives price, not total in existence. It's kind of like people talking about, Alex, I know some guy with warehouses full of evolving skies. That's great. Is it going to hit the market? Maybe. If it never hits the market, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It will never matter. It'll never matter if your, boyfriend's wife's uncle, grandpa has a warehouse full of product. Unless it all hits the market at one point or it's not sold privately, it doesn't matter. The scarcity drives the market, not the overall supply. And that is another thing that's missed by most people in the hobby. They freak themselves out with total supply and they let it ruin their entire view of where the hobby things can go. And that's why they grossly underestimate price points and how fast they can hit those price points in the hobby, because they let total overall supply rule their thinking. Celestia. Oh no, I jumped. Oh no, I jumped to the end. Hold on, guys. I see some super chats. Hold on. I'm getting to all of you right now. Hold on. Where'd it go? There it is. Celestial TCG with a super chat. Guppy gang. Guppy gang. Guppy gang. Guys, the Guppy gang, we are the ones that follow the big whales. We try to pick the scraps up. See more super chats down here. Who we got? JB Productions 152. Just moved a bunch of modern alt arts and Poncho PSA 10s that I was 4 to 5x up on. Congrats. And bought up English PSA 10 Gold Star Charizards. Interesting move. Good luck on those. Appreciate the super chat. Shining Cards and Collectibles. Ray, what's up, dude? Thanks so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Guys, if you got one of those from Ray, make sure you say thank you. Appreciate you being here, Ray. Thanks for the donations, man. What do we got going on here? Pluto, I already answered this. I said it's good. I said they're all good sets. I get it. My Under Armour hat is better than yours, than the one Alex has. Joke's on you. I got multiple Under Armour hats. All my Under Armour hats will fuse together to make ultimate Under Armour hat. Ooh, the prize packs. So here's the thing with prize packs. Prize packs have no MSRP because prize packs are not sold. They're given out at events from card shops that are play stores. Prize packs and prize pack cards, they are a whole different market. I couldn't even tell you, man. 6T9, I don't follow it close enough. I can't get my hands on a good enough supply of those to build positions. It's impossible to know what a fair market price is because there is no market price or MSRP or anything. Those things are the Wild West. You can do very well in prize packs. You can also get crushed if the market changes. Be careful, but yeah, they're good. They are very, very rare. Some underrated singles. I like any PSA 10 and not any, but a lot of these PSA 10s, especially in Paradox, Temporal, some of the other sets that are still in the $100 to $130 range. I just think that's too cheap for sought after Pokemon, top tier hits that are relatively hard to pull in PSA 10s. I think a lot of those cards are going to be the $200-$300 cards of the future. We've seen it happen with Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, XY. I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, guys, there are so many XY megas that sat at $100 and $200 for the longest time. Now they're thousands. There's so many team up tag team cards that were a couple $100. Now they're high hundreds, thousands. It's just a matter of time for these SIRs are appreciated properly. What's currently your largest position? Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved. I told you guys, I bought large amounts of Paldea Evolved when it was released. I bought more when it got reprinted. I bought more with collection buyouts. Paldea Evolved, man. I told you. This is the funny thing. I literally tell everybody exactly what I'm doing, but people always think I'm trying to shill. I'm trying to create FOMO. I literally practice what I preach. Guys, the videos I put out, that is how I feel. Those are the things I'm buying myself. There's no secret here. You want to know the secret? The secret is patience and time. The secret is not getting emotional. The secret is not listening to YouTubers out there or people on Instagram or Reddit or Discord or all these ridiculous platforms and getting caught up in the nonsense and the, the doom and gloom and all that, and just holding, trusting in what you believe in and letting time do its thing. So yeah, Paldea is my largest position, bar none. What are you stocking right now for your Rip and Chips? Everything. I have every Scarlet Violet set, most Sword and Shield sets. Always looking for Sun and Moon or XY stuff I can get reasonable to bring it because everyone likes to open that stuff. Everything. I'm always stocking everything. Greetings from Mexico. I really like your channel. I'm building my own brick and mortar. That's awesome. Here in Mexico, I have learned a lot from watching your videos. Hey, I hope it goes well. Glad the videos have helped, and best of luck on the store. Exciting. That's exciting. Can you hand me the sword? Some joker needs the boot. Some joker needs the boot. Who is it, Ethan? Dude, I've tried to give you mod status, man. I got to get you on mod status in the future, brother. I will get you on after the stream, man. I'll get you on. You can swing the sword in the future at people. If you think supply and demand is totally off balance for Pokemon cards, try collecting vinyl records. Some have less than 100 copies in existence. Hey, man. I think those times are coming. I think serialization is coming. Maybe not this year, next year, the year after, but eventually it's coming. When they need to use that card, they're going to play it. Oh, I guess it's Pluto. Okay. All right, Pluto. We got to let you go, man. Pluto is now gone. I got him, Ethan. I saw what you were talking about. I just saw this comment. Hold on. Pokey is a liberal. Ew. Has Brian even ever said he's a liberal? Or has he just discussed his disagreement with the tariffs and what Trump's doing? Do we even know? Do we know what political affiliation Brian even is? Or is it just because he doesn't like the tariffs and how they're affecting the Japanese side of the business, which is completely legit? Oh, man. The internet, dude. The internet is wild. Wild times. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the greater divergence between modern Japanese and English cards prices in recent years? The Japanese is more stable long term. You think Japanese is more stable long term? Oh man, Jay, I don't think so. But I invest in English. I don't invest in Japanese. I think on average English boxes perform better. On average, English cards are more valuable, more stable though, because that wouldn't mean more valuable or doing better investment wise. That just means it stays more stable. Maybe they're more stable. I really don't know to answer that question. I don't know. Maybe they're more stable. Maybe English has higher highs and lower lows. I don't know. Really don't know. It's a good question. I like it. Let's see. Pokemon's political affiliation is Pokemon. Are we asking this again? Oh man. Yeah, Michael, I think they're all good buys. Is this your other account? Are we asking the same question again? I've answered it like 5 times. Oh man. Oh, guys. All right, we're not going to have these liberal conservative debates here. Does anyone else have any other questions I didn't answer? By the way, everyone who donated memberships and who all the super chats, thanks so much for the support. Thank you to everyone. What we have, like 370 something people in here, middle of the day on a Wednesday, unannounced live stream. I think the hobby's strong, guys. I think we're booming. Hope you guys enjoyed the time. I'm gonna stick around for a few more minutes. If you guys got any questions, feel free to throw them out, and I'll rapid answer them. Throw out the questions. We'll rapid answer. Here we go. Billy. PSA 10 celebrations is a good time to sell to get more prismatic. Either way, man, I think celebrations has got a room to run still. It's still a ways to go before the anniversary. I think you're good either way. Pokemon Go or Evolving Skies? Pokemon Go. Probably Evolving Skies. Mewtwo or 400 151 packs? 151 packs. 151 packs. Alex, you doing any trading right now? I have too much product and I'm bored, but refuse to sell. Possibly, dude. Hit me up. Let me know what you want to do. You know, I'm like a vendor. I'll give you like 80% of market value, and then you have to give me 100% trade value. I'm just kidding, dude. Reach out. Over, under, we don't see any booster box reprint prior Prismatic. Ooh, prior to Prismatic. I'm going to go under on that. I think between Twilight, Stellar, and Surging, we're probably going to see one of those. I don't know, man. I think we'll see one of those. Prior to Temporal, no way. No way. I'm saying no way prior to Temporal. Are Prismatic PCTBs good long-term? Yeah, I think they'll be fine, especially at the current price point. I like them on the current drop. They've kind of stabilized. I like them now a lot more than I did. What's up, Pokemon TCG? We're just ending here soon. Nice to hear from you, brother. My thoughts on Ace grading? I don't know enough about him, man. I don't have any thoughts. Not good or bad, just no thoughts. How much do you think broken tape on PE case hurts the value? Some, not a ton. Probably not. I mean, honestly, if they get scarce enough, not much at all. Maybe a little, 5%. Yes, slight rips do affect values, but again, if it's not that big of a rip or anything, or not that big of damage, 5% maybe, not crazy usually. If it's bad, maybe up to 10%. I'm not a fan of sealed mini tin displays, but others may be. I'm more of a fan of booster boxes or high in demand, high popularity Pokemon PSA 10s in the shorter term, booster box in the longer term. Since your transition to business around the hobby, do you learn more on investments with underlying cash flows than sealed Pokemon? Do you lean more on investments with underlying cash flows than sealed Pokemon? No, not at all. I buy inventory for my business. I use profits from my business to put into sealed Pokemon still. So no, man, it's just a different way of making income. I still put that income into sealed product though. Always a Blues fan, you know. Do you have a separate insurance company? Yes, there is a separate insurance company. I believe I use Collectibles Insurance Services. Tax advantages for selling as a business. One, I mean, look into cash basis accounting. Really helps with, especially if you're trying to build positions, it really helps offset your tax bill each year. It's kind of kicking the can down the road type thing. You get to straight line depreciate everything you sell instead of, use capital gains and only be able to write. There's a lot of tax stuff that goes into it. Ask the tax accountant, but yeah, lots of advantages to LLC. Plus you get to write off all your other expenses, everything that goes into it, running a business. I mean, it's a lot better to have a business, I think. Also, you get to get a reseller permit. So then you can buy off eBay, TCG Player, other places, tax-free, sales tax-free, which helps a lot. How do you tell your accountant not to worry about your massive collection because it is a solid alternative asset class? Well, for me, it's all considered inventory. Technically, it's business inventory. And so it just looks like a regular business with inventory. That's all. It's just inventory that for some reason just doesn't sell very well. All right, guys. I'm gonna end it there. I appreciate all the questions, all the comments. Hope you guys had a fun time hanging out this afternoon. In conclusion, the hobby strong. What I want to do, you know how like who is it? Steven Crowder. How Steven Crowder will like go to college campuses and get in all those crazy debates. Or not Steven Crowder, who is it? What's that guy's name? Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. How Charlie Kirk will go do that. Or I think Steven Crowder used to do similar things. I want to do that where I like set up at conventions and be like, Pokemon's bull market is going to continue for another year. Prove me wrong. And like just have people give me their reasoning. I don't get it. Like I want people to try and convince me why things are in a bad place, are slowing, I don't see it. I don't see it from a collector side, a business side, an investor side, a content side. Every area I look at, things are booming. Channels are popping up out of nowhere, growing insane amounts, getting tons of views. Businesses are doing well, streams are doing well, investments are rising. Things people collect, single cards, PSA cards, they're going up in value. Sales data shows sales are higher than ever. Everything looks good to me. So I don't know. Maybe I need to set up a table and be like, the hobby's in a good place. The hobby's healthy. Convince me I'm wrong. That's what I need to do for my next content. So that's what I'm leaving everybody with. Hope you guys enjoy the stream, and I'll be back in a new video tomorrow. We're out.